Hello, guys. Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? And welcome to everyone. Welcome, guys. Welcome. And thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for coming in into the LS. You guys, thank you for giving a thumbs up. I do appreciate that, brother. Thank you. Thank you for coming. I definitely appreciate you. Thank you for coming in and giving a thumbs up. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Thank you guys. Today with this LS, with this live stream, the plan here is to talk about. Oh, excuse me, guys. Is to talk about the dynamic of poverty. That's the situation here, guys. It's to talk about dynamic of poverty and to go into depths and details about it. I don't know if anybody in here exactly knows about dynamic of poverty or what does it mean or anything like that. Oh, excuse me. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna turn this down. There we go. All right, perfect, perfect. Now we almost there. Yeah, so definitely thank you guys for coming in. Thank you guys for showing up. As you guys know, I appreciate every single one of you guys, and thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. Um, I'm Jean Jacquet, and you guys are all welcome. Definitely, everybody's welcome. And like I said, I'm Jean Jacquet. I am in the real estate, insurance, and finance industry, and today I am here to talk about dynamic of poverty, to go into details a bit, to kind of explore, not explore, to kind of explain and enlighten some of the situation with regards to the dynamic of poverty, to go into what does it actually mean, and to go into depths, into details, and to talking about it, and to seeing how to get out of that. So that's the one thing. And thanks to every single one of you guys that's here. And Labelle, Jean Pierre, what's going on? How are you? Melanie, welcome into the LS. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. I definitely appreciate the thumbs up. Thanks to every single one of you guys. And I definitely appreciate you guys. And the topic today is the dynamic of poverty. And I welcome you guys to help me share this LS. If you guys don't mind, I definitely appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. So we could get some folks in here so they could get some good benefits into knowing about poverty. Number one, how to get out of poverty is the one thing. And that's the one thing about that. The other thing is to know how to deal with it and how to best cope with it. Excuse me here for a brief second. Angel Paul, how are you? Angel Paul, how are you? How are you? Welcome into the LS. Welcome into the LS. So I will start going into discussing and talking about definitely the dynamic of poverty, and to sharing a bit into details on how Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing it out. I definitely appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. I appreciate you for sharing it out. Okay, I definitely appreciate it. And like I said, guys, I'll be that's what I'll be talking about today is the understanding of poverty. And if anybody have any questions while I'm going along, please feel free to stop me and ask those questions in the chat. Richard 509, welcome Richard, welcome into the LS. Bienvenue tout le monde la caille nous, bienvenue tout le monde la caille nous. Comme dit nous, et de qui ça me parle aujourd'hui et de pauvreté, de dynamique de pauvreté qui fondation de pauvreté. Donc, on comprend qui j'ai pour nous sortir dans la pauvreté, qui j'ai pour nous retirer qu'on nous dans la pauvreté. Okay? So that's what I'll be talking about today, guys. So guys, without further ado, why don't I go with the LS and start with understanding the dynamic of poverty. As you guys know, for most of you guys, policymakers makes a lot of decision when it comes to poverty. They makes a lot of rules. Thank you. They make a lot of rules with regards to that, and they also makes Ashley, welcome, Ashley, welcome, Ashley, welcome into the LS. Thank you for giving me a thumbs up. If you can help me share it out, definitely please do so for me. So, guys, with regards to that, so let me get going with that. So, policymakers make a lot of decisions. They make a lot of rules when it comes to poverty. They makes a lot of decisions when it comes to something like that. And the one way to know how to deal with poverty is to know where you are, so you could know where you're going, and also to not forget where you came from. And the myths of not forgetting where you came from is to also know what you have to deal with to get out of poverty. Besides policymakers, sometimes we make some decisions ourselves to get ourselves into poverty. And the one thing is to look at and when we look at our poverty, is to look at a household. When I say household, a household could mean just one individual, meaning that oneself as an individual into a household, or it could also mean looking into many different aspects into your neighborhood, your neighborhood, see your city, what's going on. Hilubu, welcome into the LS. I definitely appreciate you, and thank you for sharing this out for me. I definitely appreciate every single one of you guys for being here. Give me 1 second, guys. So yes, guys. So those are some things to look at when it comes to poverty. Poverty plays a major part in our lives. When I say major part in our lives, poverty plays a major part in our lives. A lot of folks when they see poverty, they don't really they think of a poor person, or they think, oh, someone that doesn't have the necessary means. But however, I'm here to tell you guys that's not all there is to it to poverty. When you look at poverty, let's start to look at one thing. Poverty plays into the economy. The economy as a job as a whole. We're looking into jobs. We're looking into where you live, into your means, your education, your frame of mind, your thought process, and also the way things are. When I say the way things are, I don't mean that the way the world is. I'm talking about the way things are for you as an individual. So there's many different things that comes with that. And as you guys know, when it comes to poverty, the one things that goes along with poverty is insufficient of food. Let's look at the places that we're gonna start from. A place you guys are. Hey Joe, how are you? Hey Joe, Medicine TV, how are you? And welcome. You are welcome, and good afternoon to you. Let's look at it. We are talking about, of course, as you can see with the title, Dynamic of Poverty. So right now, I'm getting. We're just really getting started, so you didn't really miss much. So, yes, guys, let's look at into a place that they call the ghetto, right? When we look at places that they call the ghetto, normally we see, okay, this is poverty, and we see abandoned buildings and all these things, right? And we're like, oh, this is definitely impoverished. I would not want to live here, or I would want. Some folks will say, I want to live there, but that's not all there is to impoverished. There is also the set of mind of. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. There's also the set of mind, and to that keeps you in that category. And now let's break all of that. And every segment, I just tell you guys, I'm gonna go and give you guys a different segment. Thank you so much for the heart. If you guys can help me share this Ellis out, I definitely would appreciate it. At the same time, please do network. Definitely network, guys. Network amongst each other. If there's someone that's here that you do not have, this is a perfect time to connect with that person to show each other love while I'm giving this information to you guys. Okay? Because at the end of the day, we are family, and we are here to grow, and we are here to grow as a family. That's for one, and we are here to stay together as a family. That's the other thing. So, guys, the other part to that is you may see, so-called they call middle class or upper class, and you may say, "Oh, that's exactly where I want to be." And someone else might say, "Hey, this is where the rich stays at, or the folks with money, and that's where I want to be." So all these things could has their own different impoverished, believe it or not. Same thing with countries. We could look at as America and say, "Oh my God, America is a great country." Hello, Joanne. Hello, Joanne. Welcome, 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 Joanne Wilson. Welcome to the LS. Welcome. If you haven't given me a thumbs up, please do so. I definitely appreciate it. Thank you for coming in. If there's anybody that's if there's anybody that's in here that you do not have, please definitely connect with them to show love, so that we could stay family, we could stay friends. So someone else might say, we right now. Oh, give me 1 second, guys. I do apologize. I do apologize. Okay, just give me one brief second. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys, for giving me this brief moment. As you guys know, my princess loves doing the LS with me. She loves doing the lives with me, and she is here with me. So she did not want the LS to go without her being here. So she definitely have her presence showing for you guys. So yes, family. So there's all these types of different categories when it comes to the dynamic of poverty. But for right now, we're gonna stick to the income portion of the economy side. The one thing we looked at when the effect of economics of dynamic of poverty is the one thing is the effect it has on your neighborhood. Let's look. Oh, you are so welcome, and you are so welcome. Thank you. Thank you. So the effect it has in your actual neighborhood. If you notice that in those specific neighborhoods, so they call the ghetto or the poor neighborhoods, there's many different corner stores that are open. There's many different things that are open, and so many different businesses. And the number one priority of these things is, let's say things like, for an example, McDonald's. McDonald's is one of the biggest stores or the corner stores that's in the neighborhood. And guys, please thumbs up the LS and help me share the LS if you guys could possibly can. Okay, I definitely would appreciate it. So McDonald's is one of those stores, and corner stores like Burger King as well. All these fast food chains. So all those plays a major part in the dynamic of poverty, meaning that these stores are specifically placed because they know these folks is gonna come to that to those type of restaurant. Hey, Television, how are you? How are you? Thank you for being here, Television. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. If you haven't thumbs up there less yet, please definitely do so for me. I definitely appreciate it. We are here talking about the dynamic of poverty, and right now I'm going into the details and to the corner stores and how they are expected for folks to not cook and actually go into those corner stores and to go into McDonald's and things in that nature. So, guys, as I'm mentioning to you, those stores, those restaurants is definitely in line with folks going to buy these kind of foods because of why? Because of poverty. Because that's also a reason why they are so cheap. It's affordable for folks to buy. And if you notice that, now if we move from that to a bit of what they call so-called middle class, you find that there's less McDonald's, less corner stores, less gas stations. Yes, guys, definitely thumbs up the LS for me. Thumbs up the LS for me. So there's less gas stations, there's less corner stores, and it's a different feeling, it's a different atmosphere. And also, even the folks that are working there, usually they are in uniform compared to when we go to those places that are less funded. So here's another piece. When it comes to Pravish, we got to start breaking the mindset. We got to remove the mindset of I can't into I can. That's the one thing to look at. When each time you say I can't, and or you hear of someone from your area that did not make it, and you want to go and say, you know what? Oh, I can't do it. I remember John did it, or Jackson did it, or William did it, or Richard did it, and they failed miserably, and they're still trying to recover from that, and they still can't. So guess what? You're not them. You're not John. You're not Richard. You're not William. You're not Pierre. You're not Jack. You're none of those folks, guys. So therefore, you gotta reverse that mind frame and say, you know what? I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna try. Actually, let's remove the word try. I'm going to do it. That's the way to really think about it. That's the way to go about it, and that's the way to do it. The other thing to that is, folks and families, is to also start formulating and start saying, you know what, I need to brush up on a couple of things. So now you need to start doing research and start doing things like, for an example, start reading more. Start reading about what your desire, your passion is. Start seeing different things. Start eating different. Stop, start doing things that you wouldn't normally do. Associate yourself with folks that you wouldn't normally associate yourself with. So that's the one other piece that you got to look at. Because some folks, they really don't get or don't understand that part of that situation. Is look at it this way. If you always do the same thing, you're gonna get the same result each time. But if you keep switching and tweaking it, eventually you're gonna not eventually each time you're gonna get a different result, and each result will be different. And each time that is different, it's a different outcome. So you gotta always think every action. There's going to be a reaction. Every decision, there's going to be a consequence behind it, whether it's good or bad. But there's going to be a consequence. I'm not in the phase of if it's a good decision, if it's a good consequence or not. But there's going to be something after it. So that's the one thing. So why is food a part of poverty? Think about it this way. Sometimes you go into your corner store, everything you see is high sugared and very cheap, and at the same time you eat it for 1 minute and it fills you up. At some other times you looked at it, and if you go into a different part of town, you go into a store, you'll find things like vegetables, and they'll talk about organics and this and that and all these different things. So all those things plays a major part into that type of situation. What you eat determines how your brain functions. If you feed your brain nothing but sugar, when it comes time to think, you are easily distracted. So all that plays a part of the economy. The other thing is to start looking at what is the economy doing. What is my neighborhood economy is doing. How can we best to move forward? Once you start to think that way, you start to formulate these kind of things, then you'll start to see a different pattern. You'll start to see a different movement. You'll start to understand different. You start to see things different. Then you'll start to see opportunity, which is where you guys want to be when you start thinking and talking about these kind of things. Because there's opportunity everywhere, but however, you have to find it. It's not going to land at your doorstep. By the way, guys, if there's any questions, anybody got any comments, please let me know. I definitely would appreciate it if you could let me know, your comment, so that I could respond to it. I would definitely appreciate it. If you guys see that little hand going up, as you guys know, like I said, my princess is here with me, and my prince is over there watching TV. So she don't want to do the LS without me. I mean, she just she she's lovely. That's all I gotta say. So anyway, guys, that's the situation with that. When it comes to breaking the circle of poverty, you have to start thinking otherwise. You have to start looking at a different way and start looking at things from a different lens. If you keep looking at things from the same lens, from norms that you are used to, and you want to keep doing the same thing, it's going to be the same result. Because not you guys per se, just speaking in general, meaning that nothing will never change. If you stay with the same friends that you originally had, not that I'm saying there's anything wrong with anything like that, but the chances are, you're going to get the same result, which you guys are still be in the same circle, and nothing will ever really move. So you gotta same thing with YouTube. You don't stay at one place and to just to try to grow. You go to different many places, and what comes about is you end up with so many different a variety of folks that watch your stuff, that's in your LS, that's doing different things. So it's the same exact thing. You cannot stay within your neighborhood and talk about you're going to make change. Same scenario. You cannot say, hey, you know what? I have this job and I'm not gonna do anything to advance myself, and you expect for them to give you a raise. You have to do something that's gonna trigger a reaction to with regards to what you are doing. So that's the one thing with that. And VGP Protection, welcome into the house, family, welcome. Bienvenue la caillou VGP, bienvenue. M'a parlé de pauvreté. Et moi, pour mon ou pas gagner, si bon moun là ou pas gagner, pour ne pas oublier pour bon pouce là. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, all right? I definitely appreciate that. So yes, so this is the situation with that. You have to do something to trigger something else for something to change. The one thing is, at least some folks will say, oh, I don't trust the banks. Ain't nobody ever said to trust the banks. The banks are a business. Or they'll say, I don't trust the government. The government is also a business. Nobody said for you to trust the government, but to use them as allies, yes, you should be using them as allies, because that's one way you're gonna get ahead. Because you're gonna need the banks, you're gonna need credit, you're gonna need to do different things. Another way to look at and how to get out of poverty is, our goal should be, the moment that we establish somewhere, is to put a piece of property in our name wherever we establish. Put a piece of property in your name, buy a piece of property, so that you have power. That piece of property gives you power. It gives you voting power. It gives you so many other different powers. It gives you power of what's going on in your school district. It gives you power on how your street will be clean. There's so much power that comes along with that. So these are different things. And also, when you look at a property, you gotta also think of, okay, you know what? I need to do something different to trigger something else. Meaning that you gotta start taking care of yourself. As I mentioned it before, meaning that you have to eat healthier. You gotta do different things. Like, I'll be honest with you guys, I'm starting to do different things as now, which means eating different, eating a little bit better. Listen, it's nothing that I'm saying that you guys don't already know. You guys already know all these things. You guys already know all these things. So it's a matter of implementing them now. I'm saying, okay, now and it's tough. Don't get me wrong, it's tough. Those things is tough to deal with. They are tough to do. So it's not as easy as cut and dry as I am saying it to be. I know they're tough, because to do different things at times it does require funding, and funding is another situation. If there's a lack of funding, there's a lack of confidence. But that's the part where you got to boost yourself up and say, you know what? No matter what's going on, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this, and I will be just fine. I'm not worried about it. When you think of poverty, to break out of poverty, you got to start thinking of power. You got to think of power. Think of it this way. You know, think of it this way. Does a lion ever ask a giraffe, "Hey, should I go for lunch, or does it just go for lunch or dinner?" It just do. So that's the one thing that you have to look at. You know, we have to kind of be in that frame of mind, to where we do things, in the moment of, okay, I'm just doing this. I don't want to think about it. I've been thinking about it long enough, so now I am just doing it. Yes, yes, princess. Here you go. Here you go. Yes, yes. Oh, sorry, guys. So that's the one thing to look at. Rather saying, um, am I supposed to do this, or is this the right move to make? Just do it. Just do it. And see if what comes out of it. And sometimes, for all you know, you're gonna hit that home run, but you'll never know unless you swing that bat, right? You'll never know if you could hit a home run unless you swing that bat. So that's the one thing. You have to take chances. You have to do things that other folks would not do. You have to do things that normal people would think that you just crazy, because only a crazy person would push themselves to that limit, to that state, to get themselves out of something like this. So you have to be willing to do all these things and all those things all at one time. So that's the one thing with regards to poverty. You just have to keep on doing it. You just have to keep on pushing it. There's no magical secret behind it. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of hitting the pavement. But guess what? At the end of the day, you're gonna pull through. You're just gonna pull through. So that's the one thing you got to look at when it comes to something like this. The other thing is, is to look at females, head of household is another thing that mostly guided to fall into a impoverished state. Reason being, females, they have a motherly nature type of feeling, and they bear children. And once there is children into a home, now it's easy for them to fall into that state or category. Not that I'm saying it's intentional, but it just so happened. And sadly to say, there's quite few males that do not take part of what they needs to be taking part of. So therefore, mothers is stuck with with those children. And it's sad to say, truthfully, it is. But that's the one situation that gets a lot of ladies stuck, in the private state, because what they thought you was would have happened doesn't really come through and doesn't really happen. So, guys, the one way to look at that state and to get out of it is to say, you know what, I was already doing great by myself, and now you're trying to stuck me in a situation. I'm just gonna continuously to do great, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So that's the one thing. That's the one thing to look at, guys. That's the one thing to deal with when it comes to something like that. The other part to that, guys, is to really formulate, to really look at and say, you know what, this is a hump, and I could get over that hump. But however, you have to stay focused, whether it's through education or whether it's through emotional, whatever that it is, you have to stay focused, because if you are not focused, that it won't work. It just won't work. Oh, excuse me. Let me get my baby's toy. There you go, princess. Yay! There you go. So yes, guys, you just have to stay focused. You have to stay focused. You just have to stay driven and have to go at it. The other thing is to look at to see what's going on with the current. Yes, 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 yes. I know, I understand. Okay, okay, okay. The other thing is to start looking at the current economy. What is the economy doing? Is it expanding, or what's going on, or is it in a regression state? What's going on? If it's expanding, that's a perfect time for you to make a move. That's a perfect time for you to move forward, because then that means there's loose money in the marketplace. If there's loose money in the marketplace, that means there's loose money for you to do something that you've been wanting to do without any hesitation. So that those are a couple of key points to look at. Those are a couple of things to actually look at when it comes to something like this, and to start evaluating. Like I said, if there's any questions, guys, please definitely let me know, because I do wanna answer any kind of questions that you guys may have. I do want to talk about anything that that's going on. So we're gonna talk about hardship now. Hardship. When I say hardship, I'm talking about adapted hardship, meaning that you grew up with your parents going through hardship, and in return, you also now going through hardship, which is adaptive hardship. You know, uh, Pretty much what happened to your parents is trending down onto you and a generation. So there's ways of breaking that cycle. There's ways into breaking that cycle and saying, you know what, that was them. This is me, and that's not gonna happen to me, and forget about that. So the one way to break that cycle is, guys, is to do something that your parents never did, or to do something your relative never did. Either excuse me, either to move out of that neighborhood that you grew up in and everybody's from that same neighborhood, meaning that you breaking that crab mentality. As you know, the crab in the basket, that each time one trying to climb out, and then they pull the other one back in, and all this stuff. So we breaking that cycle, right? Meaning that if you're gonna be the first one to go to college, hey, so be it. You're gonna be the first one to go to college. If you're gonna be the first one to move out that neighborhood and never come back, you're gonna be the first one to move out that neighborhood and never come back. Whatever you about to do to make this happen. Yes, yes. Okay, okay, okay. There you go. There you go. Whatever you're gonna do to make it happen, you're gonna do to make it happen, so that you break that cycle, so you break that mentality of the way things, like some folks will say, well, that's just the way things are. No, that's not just the way things are. Things could be different. You set your own path, make your own destiny. Don't make the destiny of your parents, your grandparents, your great great grandparents, or your great great grand uncle. No, set your own destiny. You know, don't get me wrong. If your great great grand uncle and aunts and grandmother, great great grandfather was a billionaire, definitely keep going if that makes you happy. And if it doesn't make you happy, you feel like you need to reduce. Definitely, it's also all about what makes you happy. If you are comfortable where you at and you don't feel there's a need for a change, then by all means don't change. I don't want you to change anything. By all means stay exactly as it is. But if you're gonna make a move and feel like that move is the best move for you, and you're gonna make it solely because you're not happy, and you're gonna find the route to your happiness, do it. Why not? Do it. I'm with you on that one. I'm definitely with you. Don't stay in one place, and don't stay because you feel like, oh, you know what? That's just how things are. No, that's not just how things are. You have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to get out of your comfort zone, and you have to do different things. You have to talk to different people. You have to do different things. You won't see a painter trying to learn how to be a master cook. You won't see a master cook trying to learn how to be a carpenter, because that's just not his thing. They're in two different fields. That's two different situations. So you got to find, number one, what makes you happy, and then once you find what makes you happy, you go for it. And once you go for it, you continuously to go for it. If you miss, you keep going for it. You don't stop. Stopping is a situation. Don't ever stop. You keep on going, you keep on going till you can't go no more. And the only time that you can't go no more, as we all know, is when we are no longer here and we are expired. And that's something that we would not want. GN, welcome, 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 GN, welcome, welcome. Merci pour ça. Merci pour ça. Moi, vraiment apprécié ça. Ou la caillou, m'a parlé de pauvreté. Et pour le moment là, m'a parlé pour pauvreté. Sous mon question, et moi content de répondre pour vous. If you have a questions, if you have any kind of question, I'll be more than happy to answer that question for you. Okay? So if there isn't anything, I'll definitely network with somebody, network with some folks that are here, so that you guys could definitely share some ideas, and you guys could stay family and definitely network. Okay? Yes, that's definitely for sure. Networking, networking, network. Yes, you want to say hello? I know, I know, I know. Yes, you want to talk? I know. You want to help me do the LS? I know. Yeah. So if definitely. Okay. Yes, 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 definitely for sure. Oui, merci un pile pour présence. Moi, mais ça. Et comme nous va gagner et network avec, okay? So yes, like I'm saying, guys, you have to change the frame of mind. You definitely have to change the frame of mind. You have to change the thought process. You have to do something different. Another thing is to look at is to look at is to look at to see what's going on with your funding. That will tells you exactly your frame of mind and your thought process. Is to start looking at, to say, hey, you know what, this is the situation, this is what's going on. I need to evaluate this. Also evaluate your family members. It's not just friends. Evaluate your family members. Evaluate your church. Evaluate your pastor. I'm sorry to say it like that, but that's the truth. Evaluate those things. You got to evaluate every single one, every single person that you're gonna come in contact with. There's nothing wrong with that. So, guys, listen. As I mentioned, I do plan on being here for an hour, but sometime if the content is less than an hour, I definitely appreciate you guys coming. But if there isn't any questions, I will be ending the LS soon. Um, It's Emma. How are you? It's Emma. How are you? Yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, yes, princess. Yes, welcome. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. I was just going over, poverty, the dynamic of poverty, into tying it up to with food and with food deficiency, as far as what does it mean to be impoverished, and what how to get out of being impoverished and things like that. If you ever have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer those questions for you. If there's any kind of questions that you have, let me know so I could definitely answer it for you. Okay, so it's like I said, Proverbs is definitely a frame of mind. It's definitely a mindset game, and it is anyone could get out of it. However, it's a process. It's a process. It's a process of research, education, and knowing exactly what you want and where you want to be, to know exactly where you are and where you want to go and where you want to head. So once you got these things figured out, it's easy to start pinpointing the key components that you need to get out of poverty. The one thing is to start evaluating. Do I want to shop at a supermarket, or do I want to shop at a corner store? These things make a difference. There's nothing wrong with yes, guys, definitely. Let's network. Let's network at the same time, guys. There's nothing wrong with a corner store. There's nothing wrong with a business, because a corner store is a business after all. But however, if there is 100 corner store on one block, there is something wrong with that. There's something wrong with that. And to start evaluating what you actually putting in into your body. Are you eating things that's going to fuel your brain to give it the proper nutrition, the proper nourishments, or are we going to feed our body things that we really don't, that's really not going to help us. And when it comes time for us to think, that our brain is scattered everywhere. Our thought process is completely smashed. So that those are things to actually look at. Those are things to actually consider, and to start, evaluating, and to seeing, the different aspect and different means to it. So definitely, guys. The one thing is I want to bring to you guys. I'm working on bringing a couple of hosts to the platform for you guys. Definitely to talk about savings, to talk about budgeting, to talk about the different aspects into projects, as far as how to build those things, and how to best formulate those things, how to start your own business, and how to do things differently. So there's a couple of things that I'm working on towards bringing forth for you guys. Just bear with me. Those things are definitely coming. So, oh, your toy fell. Okay, okay. Here's your toy. Yes, here's your toy. Yes, yes. So, guys, I do go live from 11 to noon, if the content, allows me. Sometimes the content actually falls a little short, a little behind, like today. So it won't be to the full hour duration. It'll be a little bit less than that. But at the same time, we'll definitely stay here and network and see what's going on, and see how everybody's doing. See, what's definitely going on. If there's any kind of questions, if there's anything that you guys would like for me to talk about. African News TV, my family, my brother, how are you? Welcome, 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 family, welcome, welcome. Yes, that's my family right there. That's definitely my brother right there. Listen, if you guys do not have African News TV, definitely, yes, 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 yes. Okay, 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 okay. If you guys do not have African News TV, definitely link and connect with African News TV, and also. Jen Richie Allen, how are you? How are you? Oops, give me 1 second, guys. Okay. Yes, Jen Richie Allen, how are you? How are you? Yes, God bless you, my brother. God bless you. Yes. So definitely, Greg, how are you? How are you? from Colvin Fam. Yes. Yes, how are you? Thank you so much for coming and say hello to Colvin Finn for me. I definitely appreciate her. That's definitely one of my family, my strongest family, my strongest supporter. Tell her I said thank you. I definitely will visit her and tell us to tell her thank you myself. Yes. So definitely, guys, let's network. Network with folks that you do not have. And like I said, sometimes if the content falls a little bit short, I do apologize. I am working on making the content a little bit longer for you guys so that I could give you guys that full hour duration. Okay, definitely I'm making and making that happening so I could give you guys that full hour of duration. But if there's any questions with regards to as you guys know, I am in the real estate, insurance, and finance. If there's any questions with regards to real estate, insurance, and finance, definitely let me know so I could respond to that for you guys. If there's any questions about economics, I'm definitely here and open so I could answer those kind of questions for you guys. I'm here. Or you guys could, another way you guys could get me is to leave a comment down below and to shoot me an email, whichever way, it's feasible and possible for you guys to get hold of me is perfectly perfect. So yes, my family, I would say I have about another, I want to say another 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna go. As I mentioned, because my content falls a little short, definitely falls a little short. So, and I do apologize about that. That's on me. Definitely my fault. Definitely my fault. That's for sure. And and if you guys have any questions in the meantime, I definitely want to answer those questions for you guys. Speaking of that, how's everybody's day going? How's everybody's morning so far? How is everything? Hopefully everybody's doing good and doing good and blessed. Yes, yes, princess. They want to talk to you too. They say when you get older, okay? Okay. You're gonna be doing life for me, okay? All right. So yes, how's everybody's day going? How's everybody doing? Hopefully everybody's doing great. Everybody's doing good. All right, yes. So it seems like there's about a few folks in here, just two folks. So then, I might as well end it a little bit early. So another, about 3 minutes early. Then that 5 minutes. Yeah, I know. Yes. So guys, as I mentioned, yes, much love, my brother. Definitely, much love. Definitely for sure, much love. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for being here with me. I definitely appreciate you. And I'll be seeing you soon. I think you going live soon, right? Or when are you going live? Let me see. Yes, I'm getting close to it. I'm getting close. I'm getting close. Yeah, so I'll be in your live stream soon. I'll be in your live stream soon. Yes, I'm getting close to the hours now. Definitely getting close. I'm getting closer and closer. So I should be there. I should be there soon. I should be there soon, my brother. Oh yes, definitely should be there soon. It's a bridge that I'm waiting to cross over. Oh, I would really appreciate it, my brother. Thank you. Yes, I will be there. Yes, I'll definitely be there. Yes, thank you so much. I would really appreciate that because I could definitely use the help. I could definitely use their help. Yes, I could definitely use their help. Yes, thank you so much, my brother. So I will see you soon. I will see you soon, my brother. I'm gonna end this LS now, and I'll see you soon at your house today. Yes, amen, my brother. Amen. All right, I'll see you soon, my brother. All right, guys, everyone, have a good day, and I hope to see you guys on Tuesday from 11 a.m. And I'll see you guys soon. And I appreciate every single one of you guys. And have a great day. And don't forget, I love you guys. I'm on from 11 a.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And also, I will. Yes, yes, yes. I will be dropping some videos and some short vlogs that will let you guys know exactly what I'll be talking about. So if you guys could definitely spend a little bit of time, I would definitely appreciate it. In the meantime, everyone have a great weekend. Have a blast of a weekend, and don't stay safe, especially with what's going on right now. Definitely stay safe. If you don't need anything, don't really go out. And if you do go out, be sure to be safe and wear your mask or whatever that you have to wear, or just to be safe. Because this thing is definitely not playing with us. Yes, much love, my brother. Much love, my brother. Oh yes, this thing is definitely not playing with us, and we want to stay in the safe side. We want to stay in the good side, which is in the side of being safe. So definitely, families, be safe, and I love you all, and I'll see you all soon.